Ready? It always pauses. I think it's ready. What up? I wasn't planning on doing a live, but then I was messing around. See there, it always pauses. It always does that. Whatever. But I bought this new mic, so I had to set it up and set the acoustics and stuff. And the tripod I had was messing up. I had that little swivel thing. So I just got all mad. I stormed off to the Plaza Tecnología, the little technology store in my house, and I bought a whole new light and everything. And then I get back home and I fixed it and everything. As I'm dismantling the other one, as I'm dismantling the other tripod, I realized like I didn't have to do all that. I just had to remove that little swivel. But then I got the idea of like maybe I put the little video of like explaining like the little bumps that I've had doing this live because I'm decided to do lives, and it's not that hard. But people might not know, and people might not have the I don't know the the, the idea or not know what to do. You know, and I might have the strength. They might be a little scared to be like, oh, I don't want to put myself out there, especially after what I've seen this year. People scared to put a damn like on a video. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, you heard about that one person lost their job because they put a comment on a thing. That's how they putting that fear in you. But anyway, if you're thinking about doing some lives or podcasts or YouTubes or something like that, it's real quick. The first thing you need to do is you need to get one of those circle lights and a tripod, and then figure out your lighting. Then you want to get a nice phone. Most of y'all have nice phones. You could use the phone microphone. That works great. Just the phone itself. I mean, I ended up buying a little microphone, a little Roby. And I like that too because it's a lot smoother. I was having trouble yesterday because it was a little bit low, but I just had to figure out how to position it. And I was having trouble with my the light because the clamp for the phone was just kept going down and moving. But this one's a lot stronger. Also, if you do buy one of those circle lights, make sure it's a stationary clip, because the one I had before was like a twist-on clip, and that just keeps getting loose and just moving around and stuff. And then acoustic-wise, you kind of check your acoustics. Through the phone was fine. Like 90% of the people are gonna know, but like when I heard it go through a microphone as to the phone was great, but it kind of, the acoustics were kind of like I'm in a room, kind of boxy, and this little microphone gives me a little bit of a filter to cut that out. And also I have to be careful because I do music, so I understand my voice. And this tooth right here that's crooked, when I talk, I really cut. And the other day I was listening to some videos and I was doing some joke about Fauci. I was like, you gotta grab him by the Fauci, grab him by the Fauci. And then the Fauci was hitting it on the recording. But when I do a pre-recorded, I can always listen to it, I can change it. But when you do music like I have, and I've been in the recording process, you hear little things like that. And once you hear it, it's over with. So like today I actually did the acoustic thing, and I listened to my phone, and then I listened to my microphone. And then I realized like, okay, well, I need to talk up more on the microphone. It is going to cut it off a little bit, make it a little bit lower than just recording from my normal phone, just a phone microphone. But it's better. And also I like this phone. I don't want a powerful microphone because I do live on a street. Like you'll hear stuff behind me all the time. They were just doing construction right now, and he was cutting some stuff, and I was waiting to just do this live because I was like, just go out and do it because it's good. You need a little bit of information. But I think the number one thing, if you're going to do anything like recording music or videos or doing a podcast, number one thing is you got to do it. That's the number one thing. Like I have no fear of failing. That's why I just came out here. Like my dumbass bought this microphone yesterday. I just plugged it in and started making videos. I didn't care. It's like, whatever, dude, just do it. That's the number one thing that I've always learned. My dad was the guy who'd always sit on the couch, tell you this brilliant idea he had, and then he'd just sit there and just eat a bag of donuts with some coffee. You know what I mean? And I always look at him like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to sound good at the moment. I'll do it. Like, I don't care if I get one view on this video. I'm just going to throw it out there. Who knows? Throw it out in the ether. That's the biggest thing. And as I was walking, I was upset because I wanted to break this whole tripod because it kept bending and pissing me off, right? But it was okay because it gave me another thing to talk about. The next thing I want to talk about, what everybody's been under and what the silent enemy is of 2020 and 2021 is fear. They have used fear. All of this has been fear. And it's all been pre-predictive. It's all been in the movies. You know, one of the first things I did when I started to notice the attack we were under with all this stuff from 2020 was I deleted my Netflix. I deleted it. I said, no. They want us home watching these Netflix movies. And I can guarantee you, and I did see something on the Alex Jones show where they had John Cusack in a thing on Netflix where he's like, we gave him the vaccine. Yeah. They had movies called Pandemic. They had movies like Bird Box, where she had a mask over her eyes. You got movies like Cloverfield. You got movies like Blair Witch. That's all fear. That's all pre-predictive programming. That's all the silent enemy. You don't even see it. It's fear. That's what the whole thing was, and that's what they've done with this Rona. It's the silent enemy. You've heard that before? That's what it is. It's the fear. And then even with these superheroes, these superhero movies, put the mask on. Oh, you put the mask on. You save grandma. So now when you're putting the mask on, the back of your mind, subconsciously, you're like, I'm a superhero. I'm saving lives by putting this mask on. They have preconditioned you for years, and I could just see it now. And once you start to see it, you can't unsee it. But it's time that we start waking up. I've done some card readings, and my past card readings started to come true, so now my future one's coming. I posted that last night. But I think right now what we need to do is we need to start waking up and seeing these subtle little things that they've been doing to manipulate us through our movies and through everything. And the number one thing is fear. And you know what fear is? Fear is false evidence appearing real. That's why they call it the silent enemy, because it's just something they said. And they've gone out of their way to do things. People are scared to comment. That's the number one thing I started to notice in 2020. People were scared to comment. They were scared because they had so many stories of how, oh, this person spoke up for Trump or this person spoke up for that and they lost their job. How do you even know that's real? People could just say something and create rumors. If you don't think they can create stuff and create things, just look at BLM. Okay, when they needed people on the street to go out and intimidate and go out and break stuff, they had it. Where did they do these? Where did they get this stuff? They recruited it. They went. They infiltrated campuses. They did what they had to do to create this little army of theirs to go out there and do the spectacle of all this. Okay, they can do this. They do it. Okay, and that's what we're suffering from now. And we need to start thinking about it and really accepting it and realizing that 2020 was an attack, and we were under attack, and all the tactics. It's all there. Now they're trying to bring in the next thing, which is climate change. It's going to be one thing after a next. And it's unfortunate that we have to go there, but we're there. All right? And I was just walking to the store, and I started thinking about that because everybody had their mask on. And I'm like, what have they done to whip these people to believe this? I said, yeah, I know what they've done. They've gotten into your TV program. They've gotten into everything, you know? And I just started thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, that's how they've done it. It's like these people are still in masks 2 years later. You know, they've controlled the media. They've controlled everything. So now we're in the process of having to wake up, okay? This is the process of like enough is enough, because they just keep pushing it. I hate that I have to even talk about it. But people don't. I've never had fear explained to me. One lady did explain to me. I had a girl I dated, but I'm thinking about it. Nobody's really ever broken down fear. And nobody's ever broken down the tactics of how they could silently go in and control Hollywood, because we know they control Hollywood now. Look at all these things that they've pre-predicted, and then they kicked it off. And when they kicked off the thing, how many zombie apocalypse movies have they had? How many people in the past have... Do you know why zombies? Do you know why not mermaids or unicorns or cuddly bears? Why specifically zombies? Because they just kicked off the Rona. And what is the Rona? How does it spread? Through the air, through contamination. How do you get the zombies? How do you get the zombies? They bite you. So bad, cover the mask. You see that subtle manipulation? You see it? I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I can guarantee you Game of Thrones had at least a season or two about when they had a major plague and there was people dead and all kinds of stuff was happening. And then just that's how they do it. They just slowly just implement it through Hollywood and just play with you. And it's a little power trip. And it's like they always say, it's a big old club and you and I, we ain't in it. But the thing is that we have the ability to communicate now and talk about stuff like this. We can talk, and we have to start talking about it. We have to start admitting it to ourselves. That's the thing, that everybody wants to go back to normal. Everybody wants to go back to normal. We cannot forget about what they have done to us in 2020. This has been straight up biblical, man. This is around the world. I was watching InfoWars today, and they have a guy, I can't think of his name right now, but he's over there in the UK. They are doing lockdowns to the 20. This is worldwide. I have friends in Thailand and all over the world. This is worldwide. And still here in Mexico, I just have to live right next to like the #1 place where they dispensed all those shots. Dude, for like 2 weeks straight, there was a line like 3-4 lines deep to go there. They all got their shots. I go out today to go get that little tripod. Like I said, I wasn't gonna do it live, but I go to get the tripod. Right, that's how it all happens, and my brain starts working. I seen all these people in front of my apartment. I mean, the line was so long. It was like 3 blocks deep, and y'all masked up still. You got the jab. They take 2 jabs and steal the mask, and I'm like, how, how? You've been manipulated. That's how. They still got you in fear. They got that. I haven't watched Netflix, but I guarantee you there's all kinds of things in Netflix right now that is just freaking you out. There's all kinds of little stories you've heard that is just like, oh, I better just be, yeah. Well, they do. They have what, another variant or whatever? Oh man, it's like, and I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Vaxxer. Take your vax if you want it. I'm not gonna take it. I'm not trying to do it. You could take it. You could take 10 vaccines. You could put gasoline in your body if you want to. I don't care. But until we start waking up, we have to start like fighting back, pushing back. That's where we're at right now. Stuff is gonna change, but we have to start waking people up, because how do you take a vaccine and then walk out in a mask? I mean, I literally had to walk downtown Tijuana and everybody had a mask on. It's been 2 years. I'm talking. I saw one dude. He had this weird mask, and I looked this way because sometimes there's some deformed ass people in Tijuana. So I looked this way because I was like, man, I don't feel like looking at none of that right now. And at the last second, I had to look. I was like, it's like a train wreck. And then I was like, oh, dude just has a mask on, man. It's like, man, y'all people need to wake up. But that's what they've done. They put you into fear. How they use it? Movies. How they do it? Pre-predictive. And we got to keep pushing it till y'all wake up. Because you ain't doing it. You ain't taking the mask off. Y'all love your mask. I saw this chick in her Wonder Woman mask today. Oh, man. She thought she was, I told you, superhero. You see what I said? Superhero movies. How many people you seen out there? How many little kids put their little Spider-Man mask on thinking they superheroes? You see the pre-predictive programming? You think I'm joking? You think, oh, Mike's tripping? No. Little kids in their little Spider-Man. They got the Thor. Oh, I'll put my Wonder Woman mask on. I'm saving grandma. You ain't doing nothing but making you so you can't breathe. And we all got to... And I remember I put the mask on. I was like, man, why did I... And I was looking around. I was like, I'm putting it on for you. You know? And it's like, oh. But anyway, that was my 2 cents. Hopefully it hits home. If you want to start doing any type of entertainment and getting on these lives and stuff, I'll give you a little bit of advice at the beginning. But the number one thing, like I said, don't have fear and just do it. Just do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't be scared. Don't tell me this beautiful thing, this beautiful idea you have, and then sit there like my dad with the bag of donuts and just eating donuts and coffee all the damn time. All right? You got to do it. I put this live up. If I get any views, I don't care. I'm putting some information out there, you know, and that's where censorship does suck, because you want to come do something, you want to say something, or maybe you want to say a joke and you can't even do it. But we just got to keep pushing through and doing it. That's the only way. Otherwise, we're going to be getting 10 shots a year and 15 masks all the time. And until people start going, this is pretty stupid, and we crack that, we have to crack that shell, you know. But you got to understand that they've been working at this for years. I mean, I'm talking about Blair Witch Project. I'm talking about Cloverfield, Invisible Enemy. How many, what was it, The Walking Dead? How many zombie movies? How many zombie movies of a contagious virus? That's what it's about. A contagious virus that gets passed by the mouth. So cover the mouth, cover the mouth, cover the mouth. That's the pre-predictive programming we're under and people are under. That's why I knew right away. I said, what do they want us to do right now? They want us to stay at home. And what do we do at home? We click on the Netflix. I turned off the Netflix back in July of 2020. All right, I was like, nope. I mean, it's too obvious. And then I turn on Infowars, and they got John Cusack, and he's like, we're gonna kill generations, and no. And then I thought it was getting weird because they had all the black box and stuff, all these weird off the wall things to put fear in you, because fear is the invisible enemy. All right, it needs to be explained to you, because I probably really didn't understand fear until I was in my mid 30s, and somebody had I smoked a little bit of that good or that bad, and I had a little bit of a trip, and it kind of freaked me out, and You know, I kind of bumped into somebody that kind of sometimes the universe sends you somebody to help, and she kind of helped me out a little bit, and she was explaining fear to me, and then I was just thinking about how some people just don't know, you know, the weapon that's being used. The weapon that is being wielded is fear, okay? That is the weapon that is being wielded, and some people think they're combating that field by that fear by putting a Wonder Woman mask on. Some people are using this mask as a shield, and it's getting sick. It's terrible. All right, and I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of just going down to the store and I gotta look at these idiots and they're looking at me like this is they look. That's what y'all look like. They look at you like that. Like they're looking at me like I'm crazy. How you looking at me like I'm crazy? I'm over here breathing. Just need to go to the store. My brain, I'm thinking, man, I gotta go get a new tripod because that stupid tripod's messing up. I gotta get the microphone, and then I turn around, I see this. Come on, man. This is 2 years. I'm the crazy one. Y'all out your minds. But you got to start looking at the programming. And we got to start letting the information out there because it's a programming that's been going on. And y'all, at this point too, a lot of people just don't want to accept it. Can you imagine you took the 2 jabs, you did everything, and you still can't take the mask off? Can you imagine being that person and then it comes out that it was unnecessary and then you got to admit that to yourself? Can you imagine? I can't imagine because I didn't do none of that. But I could imagine like, do you know that person that like maybe they're just diehard sports fan? Maybe they're like a Charger fan and they're just like, we gonna do it this year. We gonna do it. Nah, Chargers ain't gonna do it, man. You would put your money on Brady. But that kind of mentality, it's like that diehard sports fan just can't admit that he was wrong. That's what we're up against, really. It's the diehard people that just you ever know those people? They just can't admit they're wrong. They're like, no, they really went in on COVID. They were like, oh my God, Mikey, John Hopkins, and CDC told me, and Fauci, and yeah, and then look at this prop. Oh, and then Brian Steller, they told me, Mikey, they told me. Oh my God, oh, and they gotta admit they're wrong. Man. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. Right now, the enemy is fear and people's ignorance to admit that they just might have been wrong. And that's a strong one. You really got to think about all those people that have pride. So pride and fear, those are our 2 enemies. People's foolish pride and fear that they rigged up is why we're stuck right here where we're at. Understand that. All right? Peace out.